Ma'am, 1 second.
Ma'am, when you like, can you re-upload the notes because it's a new team for us?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I thought you might have already downloaded it and kept. But anyway, I will re-upload it. Don't worry. I will have got already the notes, everything ready. So I'll just do it today because from today only I got an access back to my system. So I'll do it.
Yes, ma'am. Imperfections, yeah.
What is imperfection, Yusuf? What is it?
Ma'am, imperfection is like any deviation from perfect, a perfectly arranged, perfectly ordered arrangement of particles in a crystal lattice is called imperfection.
Very good. That is what imperfection, and I think that is the last topic in this chapter, solid state, in which we discussed about different types of imperfections. So there is point defect and line defect. Siddharth, what is the difference between point and line defect? Yes, Siddharth. Siddharth, are you there? Boys, am I audible there?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Then there will be problem with Siddharth. Siddharth, can you hear me?
He probably has a Wi-Fi issue.
Okay, no problem. Fine. Yes, Harish. What is the difference
Point,
between point and line defect?
point effect
Hmm.
arises due to like a difference around the point,
Hmm.
around a constituent point, and the line defect is basically arises due to disorder in a line format. It's
Yeah, very good. That's what. Point effect mean only in the certain points in a lattice arrangement is where the imperfection is there. And in the case of line defect, the entire line, that is could be a row or column, has got some imperfections or deformalities in the arrangement of the particle. So here we are basically looking for the point effect, and point effects are further classified as stoichiometric, impurity, and non-stoichiometric defect. And this is what we discussed so far, is like if you arrange them in the order, the point defects are the area of discussion. That's what we discussed basically. And under the which we have got different heading: impurity, stoichiometric, and non-stoichiometric defect. And stoichiometric defects are further can be divided as vacancy and interstitial defect. And also we discussed about Frankel and Schottky defect, which is also coming under stoichiometric defect. Then there is non-stoichiometric defect, which is metal excess and metal deficiency defect. So this was a complete picture of what are the different types of imperfections possible in the case of crystal lattice. And we started with impurity defect. Austin, what is an impurity defect? Austin, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What is impurity defect?
It happens when different like atoms from another molecule, this thing comes into this.
Yeah, that
Atoms of
means impurity, from the word itself, it's you can get an idea that some foreign atoms or ions is occupying the place or the position of a particular ions of a crystal. Say the example is given here, as you can see the diagram. The Na plus and Cl minus are the ions in NaCl crystal. It is made up of Na plus and Cl minus. But when you heat sodium chloride in presence of strontium chloride, some of the positions of the Na plus will be taken up by Sr2 plus ions. So here, and something from an impure substance, that is not substance, an atom or ion, the particle is occupying the position. That is what impurity defect. So impurity defect is the presence of foreign atoms or ions in the lattice arrangement of a crystal. And the example is Sr2 plus ions occupying Na plus ion, position of Na plus ions in sodium chloride crystal. And here also they do it in such a way that the electrical neutrality is maintained. So there was 2 Na plus ions was missing, and instead of 2 Na plus, only 1 Sr2 plus ions will be occupying. So that 2 Na plus, that is the total of 2 positive charge, and 1 Sr2 plus has got a 2 plus charge. So it's the charge's electrical neutrality will be always maintained, even if it's a deformation or imperfections in crystal. So as we have already discussed about it, so I'm just going a little fast in this area, and please let me know once you are not clear of or if you have any doubt in it. So that's what about the impurity defect. That is the first type of point defect is impurity defect. Second type of point defect is stoichiometric defect. That means the stoichiometry will be like stoichiometric defect can be classified into vacancy and interstitial. And again, from the word itself, the name of the defect itself will give you the idea. What does that mean? Vacancy defect is something where vacancies are created due to the missing of particles from the crystal lattice. So here you can see during the formation of a crystal, some of the positions are vacant. That is, a vacancy is created, the particles are missing. Such kind of defect is called vacancy defect. Vacancy created due to missing of particles. Another type of stoichiometric defect is interstitial defect. Here, what happens basically is the particles will occupy interstitial space or sides. That means the spaces which is between the lines of the columns, between the rows of the column, that is the interstitial. So usually they arrange in the lines, that is along the rows and column. But here between these spaces the particles are occupying. So that is what an interstitial defect is. Then we move to the stoichiometric defect, continued with stoichiometric defect, taking an example of Schottky and Frengel defect. And I've told you that already umpteen number of times these question has been asked in the grade 12 board examination. And you can see it's repeated many times even for the different types of competitive exams also. So Schottky defect is nothing but shortage or the missing of equal number of positive and negative ion. Right? So if you have one Na plus missing, then one Cl minus also will be missed from the lattice just to maintain the electrical neutrality. So equal number of cations and anions are missing, and that kind of vacancy is created. And that is what they meant by Schottky defect. Here the density, the main consequence is that the density of the solid will be decreasing because the particles are missing. So the density obviously will be missing, will be reduced than the normal solid, a perfectly arranged solid. So if the question is to compare Schottky and Frengel defect, the main thing is that here the particles are missing completely from that lattice point. It's not there in the lattice. It's completely removed out of the lattice. And as a result, the density is decreasing, but the electrical neutrality is maintained as equal numbers are missing of positive and negative ions. Equal numbers are missing, so the electrical neutrality is maintained. And this is basically shown by the compound with high coordination number and the small size of cations and the similar size of cations and anion. When you have a compound or ionic compound which forms a crystal, and the cation and anion have got a similar size almost. In such cases, you can find Schottky defect. Then we move to the Frengel defect. This is again a kind of stoichiometric defect only. And here the basic thing is that the particles will move out of the crystal, its position, and occupy in the interstitial side. So this was the position of a positive ion, but instead of its original position, it is occupying in the interstitial site. So it's just like a dislocation. From its original position, it has moved to the interstitial site. So just like dislocation of a particle, there is no missing, it's there, but not in its original position. That is the only difference. So here density not changing because particles are not lost or missed from the lattice. It is just dislocated from its original position to the interstitial site. Here also electrical neutrality is maintained because no particle is lost or missed from the lattice point. Crystals with low coordination number and the large difference in the size of positive and negative ion. When the positive ions are very small, then only they can occupy in the interstitial site. Right? So that is the case where you will find crystals showing Frenkel defect where the size of the positive ions are comparatively smaller than the size of the negative ion. I hope it is clear, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then the last type of point defect is non-stoichiometric defect. Non-stoichiometric defect is of two types, metal excess and metal deficiency. So we are starting with metal excess. So again, it's very clear from its name, metal excess mean positive ions, that is the metals, are more in number than the negative ion. So this metal excess defect can be because of two reasons. The first reason is metal excess defect due to anion vacancies. So example, you just imagine that there is a crystal lattice formed from 100 positive ions and 100 negative ion. That is what the position available for the positive and negative ion. But due to some missing of the negative ion anions, say now after some anions are lost, now the count of positive and negative charges like this. Okay, so here you can say that the positive charge is more in number, but this is due to missing of the negative ion. It's not because positive ions are added. It is because negative ions are lost or vacancies are created due to missing of the negative ion. So that is the first type of metal excess due to anion vacancies. That means in this case, anions will be missed from the lattice site and the holes is occupied by the electron. That is an important point to be noted. Even if there are vacancies are created, but that vacancy will be occupied by the electron to maintain the electrical neutrality, right? Because Cl minus ion and Na plus ions are present in NaCl, okay? And when the Cl minus move out, creating vacancies, that vacancy will be occupied by the electron to ensure that that positive and the negative charges cancelling to maintain the electrical neutrality. So such vacancies created by anions, which is occupied by the electron, are called F-senders. Another very important topic in this chapter. What are F-senders? And the F-senders are the reason for the color in certain crystals. So F-senders are nothing but the vacancy, anion vacancies occupied by electron. The anion vacancy is occupied by the electron, and this is because of the F-sender formation. Electrons can be excited, unlike a negative ion. Cl minus, this is an anion. Even if you give energy, there is no excitation as an ion possible. But if you look into a negative electron, there will be possibility of an excitation by taking the energy from the visible region. So that is the reason why certain crystals are showing colors like lithium chloride is pink, potassium chloride is violet or lilac color, and sodium is yellow in color. That's one of an important question repeatedly asked about F-senders or color formation in crystal. That is when happens when you excite or when you heat substances, because you have to give energy. So when you heat sodium chloride for a very long period of time, you can see that white color of the solid slightly changes to cream and finally to yellow color. The reason is being on heating, the anion vacancies where the electrons are occupying, these electrons in that anion vacancies will be exciting, taking the energy from the visible region, and that imparts the color to the crystal. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I know that we have discussed all these things, but still, as it's very important. The second type of metal excess defect, as I said, you have 100 lattices occupying 100 positive and 100 negative. On top of that, if, say example, 10 more cations are occupying in their interstitial positions, so the number of count positive and negative ions will be like this. So here the metal is excess because additional cations are present. So two types of metal excess defect. One is metal excess defect due to anion vacancy. Negative ions are missing. And the second metal excess defect is when extra cations are present in the interstitial sites. And you might have also noticed that electrons are additionally occupying in the interstitial sites. That is different from F centers. F centers are vacancies where the original anion is supposed to be occupying. That position is taken by electron. Here, the electron is not occupying a lattice point. It is in the interstitial site. So this cannot be considered as an F center. So here in metal excess defect by extra cation, the cation other than the normal number will be occupying in the interstitial site. And in such cases, you can see there are more positive charge, mean there will be problem with the electrical neutrality. So in order to maintain the electrical neutrality, how many positive ions are occupying? Equal number of electrons also will be occupying in the interstitial side so that the charge is maintained as neutral. Am I clear?
This is the second one in metal excess defects, right?
Yeah, metal excess effect due to extra cations.
Okay.
This is also again an important thing. So that is the second type of metal excess due to additional cations present in the interstitial site. Okay. Then the last type is metal deficiency defect. The last type of defect, that is non-stoichiometric defect, metal deficiency. What is metal deficiency defect? Any idea? Hitesh? Hitesh, are you there, Hitesh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what do you think is metal deficiency defect? What we can understand from the name? In the last two cases, it was metal
Deficiency of metal.
excess. Yeah, so usually when we write CaO, that means calcium and oxygen in a ratio 1:1 in their crystal. NaCl, because for an ionic compound, their formula is actually not their molecular formula because they are not existing as a molecule. They are like giant structures containing a lot of positive and negative ions. So in this case, they will be using a formula. Like formula is basically based on the stoichiometric ratio. So for one Na, there is one Cl. That is the ratio. If you write calcium chloride, the ratio of the ions or the atoms in the crystal is 1:2. So that is what known as the stoichiometry. For any ionic compound, we cannot write their molecular formula because they don't exist as a molecule. Instead, they exist as a lattice, arrangement of a numerous number of atoms or ions in it. So in such cases, we go for the stoichiometry, the simplest ratio for the stoichiometry. So that is what used as the formula. Calcium oxide is CaO. That means in the crystal of calcium oxide, the ratio, how many Ca is there, equal number of oxygen also will be there. So that is what their formula is. So in metal deficiency defect, as you can see, there are certain crystals for them, even if you write FeO, we expect the ratio, the stoichiometry of the metal and oxygen is supposed to be 1:1. But when you try preparing it in laboratory, they found that the ratio is something like this. That is Fe 0.95 oxygen. That means it's not 1:1. The metal number of metals is slightly less than the number of oxygen. So this kind of defect where the amount of some amount or the some atoms of metals are missing from the lattice position or the arrangement is called metal deficiency defect. So it could be like this. There will be some crystals of FeO with this kind of ratios, that is Fe 0.93 to oxygen 1. That means the ratio is not 1:1. It is slightly less than the ratio 1. That is basically due to missing of metals from the crystal lattice. Then again you will be thinking, if the metals are missing, then how the electrical neutrality will be maintained? Yeah. See example, you have Fe2 plus and O-2 is arranged as a crystal. Okay. And this is how it will be maintained throughout the lattice point. It's alternatively positive and negative ion, and there will be electrical neutrality that is maintained when it is perfectly arranged. Okay, so this just take a part of crystal. Imagine that this is arrangement in the part of a crystal. Now what happens is like some of the Fe2 plus is missing. The amount of the metal is deficient. So what happens is like there is a vacancy created. Yeah. Yes, Abel.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so here what happens now, if you count the number of positive and negative ion, there is 3 Fe2 plus ions and 4 oxygen -2. So that means total of plus 6 charge and negative is 8. So the electrical neutrality is not maintained. So in order to maintain the electrical neutrality, and that is because some of the metal Fe is missing. So in order to maintain the other remaining like electrical neutrality, what happens is like few of the Fe2 plus will be converted to Fe3 plus. So now if you count the number of positive and negative, it is 8 positive charge and 8 negative charge. So this is how in metal deficiency they maintain the electrical neutrality. That is how by oxidizing few of Fe2 plus ions to Fe3 plus ion. So that the electrical neutrality will be maintained.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, can you explain this again?
Yeah. So metal deficiency defect is shown by certain crystals where some of the metals will be missing from their lattice position. That means the stoichiometry is not equal. So we are all these days we used to write FeO and we know that the ratio is 1:1. But when you try to prepare ferrous oxide, FeO is ferrous oxide, and they found that the ratio is coming somewhat here. That is not
Ma'am,
1:1.
how much do
Yeah.
we write?
Sorry?
Do we write this?
I will upload the notes. I thought you already finished writing. That was your homework given.
Ma'am, the notes I couldn't get it.
Oh, no problem. I will upload it today. Okay. I'll re-upload it today.
Thank you.
Okay. So this decrease in the metal is what called metal deficiency defect. But the problem is that if the metals are missing from the lattice position, then there will be a problem with electrical neutrality. So when you look into the part of the crystal, it was supposed to be made up of, if you see my drawing, there was initially 4 Fe2 plus and 4 oxygen minus 2 ions. And out of these 4 and 4, 1 Fe2 plus is missing. So what happened is like the charge of positive ions are +6 and charge of negative ions were -8. So that means there is a difference in the charge. Total charge is not maintaining or cancelling out each other. That is not possible for a crystal. Crystals should be neutral for them to be stable. So as a result, there should be some arrangement should be done to maintain the electrical neutrality. For that only, some of the Fe2 plus ion will be oxidized as Fe3 plus. So that now you can see, even if one Fe2 plus is missing, it is not there, but still there are 8 positive charge and 8 negative charge within this small part. So that the electrical neutrality is maintained. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the last type of defect, that is metal deficiency defect. And this is FeO is a good example that they used to ask in this about missing of atoms and showing a different oxidation number to maintain the electrical neutrality. So that's what in solid state. Any doubt in it?
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, the whole chapter is coming on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. I thought imperfections were there.
No, imperfection only these last two slides only we didn't discuss. Rest all were discussed, but still I completely revised because otherwise there will not be any flow. All these were discussed, only I think last 2 slides was not discussed. Yeah, till F centers I'll remember I have explained. So only that last 2 slides, this and the previous one was only missing. And I told you to study also by looking into the notes. Okay, so I hope this part is clear. I'll try to re-upload the notes today itself so that you can refer them if anyone of you have not completed the notes. Please make sure that you're completing your notes. So that's what the first chapter, solid state. I hope it's clear to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So shall we start the next topic? Video is not there for many.
Ma'am, I was lacking and your screen was not like loading, so I switched it off.
Okay, no problem. You can turn it off once I'm not projecting something.
Yes, ma'am.
How many of you will come from next month? Jadin, any plans to come to school?
Not yet, ma'am, but we'll see about it. I'm not sure. So,
Okay. So shall we start the next topic? Ready? I don't know the meaning of the silence.
Yes, ma'am. We can start.
Okay, because we missed almost a week. 1 week mean one chapter. That is how the pace of grade 12 topics. Let's see how much we can cover up. Maybe after the Ramadan, I have to give some classes, extra classes, to match with the other teachers. They were taking the
The
class.
practicals and everything is over.
In our school, we finished, and we were given duty in other schools. That's still going on, but mine is almost done. Some other teachers may have it, yeah. That is depends on the other school and their dates available. And you know that unlike normal situation, there will be cases of COVID positive. For them, we have to conduct the exams on another day, with maybe after 10 or 2 weeks time, keeping that rules and all. Like you can, once a person is tested positive, you have to wait until they get negative results to reconduct that practical part. So that is actually the delay this year. Otherwise, usually the exams will conducted within 2-3 days maximum in a school, because more number of students will be doing at a time. But this time the number restriction and also some issues of COVID cases.
Any of your class or anything, was there a situation with a positive case?
Yeah, I had to, but some of them could come back because the timeline was, it's like a very very, how do you get the wider timeline was there in between.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. So I know that it's little awkward to start the next topic, but I don't have any other way. Will not, but make sure that I'll not discuss anything that heavy about the solution, but we'll just have an introduction part, a general discussion of solution, so that we can continue with the important topics from tomorrow. Yeah. Johan? Johan?
Ma'am, the metal deficiency defect was the last notes of the class of the
Solid
solid
state.
state.
Yeah.
That was the last notes.
Yeah.
Oh, then okay, ma'am. Then I finished the notes.
Ma'am, so what about the remaining some topics are there in the textbook that is deleted?
That is actually as per the revised. I've told you, no, like we are following the revised one for now, because we don't know, like usually CBSE will give the syllabus in the month of June. So as we are starting the classes early, now under keeping these situations, everything in the mind, we are following the 2021 batch revised syllabus. In
Okay.
that topic was not there. The magnetic and electrical
So later
properties.
on, if they come, you will take it.
Yeah, if it is not, then why to waste the time? That is the problem. If we want, we will discuss. But the problem, if it has been removed last year, all the possibilities there is there that it will get removed by this year also. So we don't want to take a risk, waste time. So for solutions also, I have taken 2021 batch syllabus, revised one. Yeah.
Ma'am, this year's question have came. Let me
Sorry?
just share it little bit. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah.
Saying that this year's portion have come. 2022.
2022?
Yes, ma'am. And everything is there.
That's what I'm telling. Every year they do like that. Last year also they did like that only. In April, the full syllabus is given. Okay. Everything was there, and the revision will happen after some time, maybe in June or July. That is by the time last year also same thing we experienced.
Remember last year we
Almost
had the COVID situation, no?
last year there was COVID situation. This year also we have COVID situation. School students are not coming to the school. right? You're sitting at home and enjoying and attending the lesson, yeah?
Next month the practicals will start, right?
Yeah, that's what we are planning to start the practicals from next month. For those who are
Only
opted,
how many times a week would it be?
that I am yet to get the timetable to get to know like what is the thing.
Now, is it possible that only for the practical days we can come to school and then?
That and all you need to check with the supervisor because it's like something related to school, right? So that's as a subject teacher, I can't take any decision on it.
Okay.
Okay, so that is what I know that every year they have the time syllabus with full thing in it, but later only they go for the revision. That is what the CBSE rule, like usually that is what how they do. So anyway, we'll wait first 3 months. We will go with the revised one because I don't think that in India also the situation is not that favoring for a full syllabus to be completed
Ma'am, in
with
India
the
boards got cancelled.
yeah. So that's what I'm telling. Like, if the situation is not getting better, because usually June, July only they started the new academic year. So only once that happened, then only they go for the revision of the syllabus. Anyway, we'll follow this. If anything is added and they are not deleting anything, we can come back and discuss. There is no issues. Okay. So after the revision, this is what the topics coming in solution. And you can see we have to discuss types of solution, expression of concentration, then solubility of gas and liquids, colligative properties, and calculation of the molecular mass. So this chapter is very important in terms like the content-based questions and equally numericals also will be asked from solution. So there are a lot of questions which repeatedly, a pattern of questions which repeatedly asked from the solutions. So what is a solution? Yeah, I think I was asking that question to Johan. Yes, Johan, what is solutions? What do you know as
Mixture of two substances or two or more substances?
If you mix any two or more substances, you will get a solution. So I'll give you sand and salt. Can you make two solutions out of it? Yes, Johan?
Yes. Yes.
Can you? You can make a solution when you mix sand and salt or salt and sugar.
No.
Yes
Does it
or
have
no?
to be only liquid?
One of them should be liquid, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else with any other opinion on it? The definition of solution?
Ma'am, it should be a homogeneous mixture.
Very good. It should be a homogeneous mixture. And is it there is any compulsion that it should be liquid or solid or gas? Is there anything like that? Solutions are only when you have a liquid, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but there is nothing like that. Solution is just a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances in a single phase. That is what you can take an example of an alloy. Alloy is mixing of more than one metal, right? So if you take brass or bronze or steel, whatever, you can see it's made up of more than one kind of metals in solid state and they're mixed up together so that you don't know like which part is copper and which part of zinc present in brass. It's like uniformly distributed. That is what the problem when you give a sand and salt or salt and sugar, you mix them, it's not uniformly mixed up. There will be some area where the sugar will be more or some area there will be salt will be more as it's in the crystal form. But if you are mixing them homogeneously, like in the case of a alloy, you have, say example, copper and zinc, you will melt them and you will mix them so that it'll come back to the solid state after cooling and that what you obtain is brass. It's a mix of copper and zinc. So where you are getting a homogeneous mixture in a single phase. That is what known as solution. Solutions can be made up of two substances, minimum two should be there, or it can be 3, 4, etc. But here in this chapter, we are basically looking for binary solutions. Binary solutions mean two substances are there and one will be termed as solute and another one will be termed as solvent. So that is what the introduction part. We were discussing about solution, and in this chapter, all our examples will be binary solutions. Yeah.
Can you go to the previous slide?
Yeah. All our exams will be binary solutions. Binary solutions mean made up of two components, and one will be termed as solute and the other one will be termed as solvent.
Yes, ma'am, you can go on.
Yeah. So the term binary solution is nothing but a solution made of two components, and one will be termed as solute and other one will be termed as solvent. You will have ternary or multinary kind of solutions, but that is little more complex than binary. So we are just handling with binary solutions. Okay, so I'll end up here. As from next slide, we'll go to the serious discussion. But I can give an example that if you look into air, air is actually a homogeneous mixture of different gases like nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, neon, argon, helium. Then you have carbon dioxide, H2O. All these things are mixed up as a homogeneous thing. So air is actually a homogeneous mixture. It's actually a multinary with more than 3 components forming a homogeneous solution. So like that, you can have different possibilities between solids or between the liquids. And that's what we're going to discuss in our next slide. Examples, different types of phases or what you can say solution. Okay, anyway, we'll go to this discussion in tomorrow's lesson. Okay, so please be prepared for it, and day after we'll conduct the exam.
Ma'am, the test will be during like in the period, in your period.
I think I want to do it like that.
Okay, ma'am.
If I can borrow some lessons from other teachers, if I can manage with that, then I'll do it during that time.
All right, ma'am.
Prasanna, what happened? You like the balloon glass, the beauty of all these things? Yeah, Prasanna?
No, ma'am.